Dad, if you had a message for the kids today, what would you tell them if you had the microphone?
Yeah, I'd say, well, somebody from somewhere.
Give me some love!
Yeah?
I'm not paid, that's the problem.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, welcome at the first European Flat Earth Conference. I am Frans Hesselinga. My company, Infinity Event, does several shows in Holland. It's about fitness, it's about massage, it's about health and healing, consciousness with the Earth and Beyond event once a year in Utrecht. That was about 3 weeks ago. We had about 800 people together with 35 presenters in 7 seminar rooms. Some people in the audience so far did not tell us anything. Perhaps it's now the opportunity to tell something. You can ask some questions to each other. There are some, all the inscription forms I've seen, a lot of people know very much about this flat earth theory. So perhaps we could turn the chairs a little so we can see each other. And it's open time for questions and just accept also the others' views. I mean, we're here to learn in the end. We're not to defend something. We're here to learn. That's why I organized this conference. And hopefully today or tomorrow when we go home, we have seen other things, we've learned other things, we have puzzled some things together. That's the idea of this conference. So there is no structure for now, there will be no, sorry?
Can we not sit there?
We can sit there, we can sit over there and build a big, that's okay, that will be fine. And if we can do that together, then we can see each other. And please talk and quietly, friendly, to learn something or to tell something, like you did this morning about Andrea Barnes. That's very interesting for us to hear and to know. Is that an idea that we go build a little? Yeah. All right. Thank you. Let's do it. I just wanted to start the discussion up slowly with some, with one remark. Actually, I will discuss it tomorrow, but there is a big question. Why? Why are we told that we are around on a ball, and why not just be open and tell us where we really are? So, just a short remark, and then we can start the discussion. Is that, if you are on a ball as a person floating around space, and you're just one of the many planets, billions and billions of planets in billions of galaxies, then you are very small. Your life is not important because you're a very small person on a huge planet, in a huge universe, in a huge multiverse, and we are not important. If you have another feeling that you are on an Earth that is specially designed for us, humans, to do something on, you get a totally different feeling. Your life suddenly becomes important. That is one of the reasons, we also talk about it tomorrow, why we should create that feeling that we are important and have something to do here on Earth. And therefore we need to realize our strength, what we have. Do we understand?
Yes.
All right. Somebody who wants to, then I will.
Well, I was desperate to say something before, and I really am, because it's the first time I've been with anybody who has similar thoughts. You know, I'm kind of on my own, if you like, where I am for a long time. So I only came to be surrounded, and I want to speak the truth, of course. I'm devastated by the bickering type contradiction atmosphere, because this is the whole problem. And the question I want everyone to ask themselves, whether you believe in God or not, doesn't matter, is what is more important, the fact that they're lying about God or similar, or the shape of the earth?
It goes hand in hand, I think.
See, well, to me the shape of the earth is just not important. It's absolutely irrelevant. It's all about the lies in science and space and religion, and that's what it's about. It's not about shape. And for us to divide into groups of concave and things, it's just so
well, this is why Frans brought everybody together for that purpose, because as we discussed it during lunch, what I believe is that this is a process where
What do you believe, sorry? Could you repeat that? Process.
I think it's a process, and I think Frans did the right thing to bring different breeds together, because it gives you a chance to look at the different, from possibilities, and there are probably thousands and thousands more, but it's a process which awakens you and gives you options, and then eventually you probably realize where you are, there's too many options, so maybe there is no option, and it's infinite options. I don't know, but I think everything goes through a process, and you can't step over this whole process.
Right. And we all have our own level of consciousness, you know. The one is busy with religion, the other is busy with flat earth, the other is busy with himself, so we all climbing our own stairs. So.
Nou ga ik even in het Nederlands. Ik hoop Frans dat jij het wil vertalen, maar English is not so good. So
Speak very well.
Speak in Dutch. Dat bewustzijn waar u het over heeft. Nou, weet je, alles wat nu voor ons, zeg maar, lichtwerkers, want ik kan wel zeggen dat wij allemaal lichtwerkers zijn. De een die heeft de Bilderberggroep ontdekt, de illuminatie. Nou ja, goed, is de aarde nu rond, plat of hol? Het doel van de lichtwerkers is om tot verlichting te komen. Want dan kom je in de hogere trilling terecht van de 5e dimensie. En dan kan die lagere trilling van de 3e en de 4e dimensie, het duistere, kan jou niet meer bereiken in je gedachten. Dus je bent niet meer negatief. Je wordt niet meer negatief. Dat is het hele totale plaatje eigenlijk. Eerst word je wakker. Kijk wat er in de wereld gebeurt allemaal. We worden voorgelogen. En dan kom je tot een proces dat je aan verlichting bent.
The key is that you need to realize that you're being lied to.
Yes.
And then from there on, but first you need to realize you're being lied to. So either the flat earth theory proves that, or the hollow earth theory proves that, or any other theory, and then you realize, okay, I'm being lied to. And from
So did I misunderstand the agenda of Steve was to convert?
No.
I just brought him in.
You don't want to be converted.
There's nothing where
I'm like that too.
See, to me, it's a knowledge.
You are right, what was your name? If anybody has read the very recent bestseller, Erden Alexander is neurochirurgist from USA, and he was in coma 1 week because he has sinusoid Escherichia coli, and this 1 week coma, he expressed her vision how he was taken to the heaven. He was absolute atheist, secular, you know, as most scientists and doctors. He has MD, but he was not afraid to be laughed for his colleagues and share his vision that there is something after death, that the people, we are the most beautiful creature of our Creator. They said most of the flat earthers are creationists, but it's also backed by a lot of, you see, the big chuckles of in the Libyan and Egyptian desert is a glass, and this glass is not like the earth one. It's melting 1,700 degrees. So where did it come from?
Rocket fuel melted it.
So the firmament is real for me.
Oh,
This is the Bilderberg black.
goed, waar waren wij?
Nou ja, jouw vraag was oorspronkelijk waarom? Why are we being lied to? That's my question. I mean, you can say, well, okay, so we're being lied to. But the question why we're being lied
Well,
to.
there is an agenda why we have been lied to.
Yes.
I mean, it's needed for something else. You know about the Georgia guidebook?
Yes.
All right. Well, we know what it says. I will show tomorrow. But
Okay, so
in
that's
the
all?
end, and yet, if we have the feeling we are not important, and we
No,
respect,
I understand that.
then
So how long does this lying, how far can it be tracked back in history? We've seen 500 years. Some people say 2,000.
No, it's
All the way.
so the Jesuits started in the 16th century, no, or in the 15th century.
Okay, but that's
But
just 500 years.
yeah, so like Maori's son, 400 years, and but 400 or 500 years, and you see all of the paintings with the globes and with the signs about the globe. But before that, all of the Hebrew thing was a flat. The Mayan thing was a flat. You can see a lot of proof that it was flat.
Okay.
The Arabic guy, yeah, but why? Why? Because they hide in creation. Because there's an alien agenda going on.
Yes, I know.
And there's going to be a fake alien invasion. Maybe not in our lives, but I think it's going to be in our lives because now the false flags don't work anymore in Boston and Orlando, Paris, Brussels. There's a fake alien invasion coming, and everything is ready. They have spaceships. Spaceships are real. What is military? It's not aliens. It's military. Aviv Nevo. Tel Aviv is named by him. Nobody knows him. But Bill Gates is the richest person in the world. No, not Bill Gates. There's 400 people richer than Bill Gates. Yeah. And you have Aviv Nevo. He flies around in spaceships. You know, there are spaceships. There are robots ready where people can step inside and then in the dumps, ready for when we are all going to rise up.
Explain the dumps.
There's underground dumps everywhere around the world, ready with things inside to control us, because all the billions they hide from NASA, they used to enslave us, not to go.
So why, because they can why are they building the dumps?
The what? The dumps?
Why?
Because number one, because they need to hide their technology somewhere, the spaceships and everything, this and that. Because when it's at the top, everybody can see them. And there's and it's a place where they can hide when shit gets real.
You don't think that it's a place where we can all hide together?
No.
Yeah, of course, but we're not gonna get.
These are all over. These dumps are all over the world.
Yes, all over the world. Yes, there's in Denver Airport is the biggest one, biggest one of the world.
And they also seem to be connected.
What?
And they also seem to be connected.
It's possible, yes, because they have a thing that they can drill 7 kilometers at. And they build tunnels for us, and it takes ages, and they can. It's possible. It's possible. But,
because in my opinion,
but I think they're zooming with spaceships. That's and it's true. I already saw one as well, and other people saw it as well. It's real, but it's not aliens.
Werner von Braun actually.
Yeah, Werner von Braun had the psalm on his thing.
No, he actually said the psalm.
The psalm with the firmament.
Yeah, he did. No, I mean it's not actually alien theory.
But what von Braun said at his deathbed, that is going to be an alien invasion. First it's going to be false flags, then it's going to be meteorites, and now we have the false flags, and false flags are old, but now you see false flag after false flag after false flag. Before it was more spread, and now we're going, and now they're going to come meteorites. We already had meteorites in Russia and this and that, but it's technology as well, because there's no meteorites. Like you said to me there in the chair, you can see meteorites coming down. It must be a trail, not a round thing, you know. So you can all disprove all that shit, you know. It's about a fake alien invasion. It's coming, and you can look at it at any way, but the proofs are there, and that's what we all need to realize. That's the plan. That's the end game that they're gonna do. Okay, so now we're gonna see more meteorites, and it's all fake. It's blue beam shit, like we saw planes going into the towers. There's no planes going into that towers. There was balls, and afterwards they project blue beamed around it with the television, this and that. So I'm sorry, but
sorry. That's good. I'm very fast though. But
yeah, I'm sorry. I need to.
Express yourself.
I just wanted to say when we were talking about the firmament was mentioned, and the reason I thought it was interesting that you mentioned the dumps and the deep underground military bases is because I believe, or in the cell Earth, heaven or the sky is a crystal ball.
But I don't believe you're.
And it is at 100 kilometers at the secret. At the magic line where everything seems to happen in the sky. And if there is glass at 100 kilometers height, there is bound to be ice attached to the glass. And if you try to check up on the temperature on the different layers and the different heights, you will figure out that at 100 kilometers it's really, really cold. So if there is glass there, there will be ice. And in the cell Earth, the story goes that the sun will stop, melt the ice, and the ice will fall down to the Earth. And this is
So then we believe that the dumps are already built for those people who are able to get it.
They got a pass.
So they need a pass.
That's the difference.
They need the seal.
All right, okay, there you go.
Or they
If you do not have a pass.
We are not part of the club.
Yeah. And that will be the people. And that will be the people.
Wait,
And
okay.
that will be the people who will
All right, okay.
survive it.
It's interesting information you
This
have.
is worthless, Frank.
Well, that will do. That
Can
will
I
do.
say one more thing? We're all-
One moment, after me, I'm just reflecting something back. Is everybody aware of the fake alien attack that has been mentioned?
Nope.
Yes.
When
The
we
ultimate, the next card could be that Wendell Brown said it when he died, that eventually they would fake a kind of alien attack on us human beings, so that we would get very afraid and then accept everything what they would propose us to. Okay, and that seems to be very real. But before, I know exactly everything. It's the meteorites, the next stage, and then probably we're ready for the next. And that's why we see those alien ally films and movies to get us afraid.
There is reasonable evidence as well to actually, I say evidence, sort of to support this. If you just look at your own national television media and papers, 10 years ago it was mocked still, you know, UFOs was still file hat, you know, it was still the known scientists of the day would no, you know, no intelligent life, no. Well, it's possible, but no, they're not coming here, they can't because of physics. And it seems, not overnight, but if you on the BBC, once every 2 to 3 months, you're getting a UFO story now, or a new planet story, and a new this story, and a new thingy story. Now, yeah, I mean, I'm not suggesting anything like that, but what I'm saying is that lends credence to this, that the mainstream puppeteers are now changing their agenda to suit this. You know, whereas, so if you're 10-year-old, you don't know 10 years ago it was file hat, it was daft, and you were put in a corner. You now think, oh well, the man on the news says that the man in science says that was aliens. So, you know, we've done that shift now in the national psyche. People, I think that in America it's 80% or something, some crazy figure like that, you know, believe that UFOs are regularly visiting us, you know, with very little evidence. But, you know, I'm not saying they are or they aren't, but what I'm saying is it's this easy to program. It's just the famous face on the telly, when he says it, the people that won't believe you about flat earth will believe him.
I know.
You know, and that's how it works.
Well, you see old carpets in the 16th century, 17th century with the first UFOs and with the Jesuits. There they started with lights in the sky and this and that before they had the technology. And now you see Bush saying it, Reagan saying it, we need an outward threat. They say in the front of the flat earth map above their head, they say, we need an outward threat because our false flags don't work anymore, or this or that don't work anymore. That's the thing. They want the chip inside of us because we're, like I said, we go into an enlightenment stage in this world, and they want to press that down. So we're now at the forefront of an awakening, because there's a lot of people laughing with the flat earth and this and that, but you can't laugh anymore with it, because everybody's saying believing. We're not in a time of believing anymore. We're in a time of knowing and measuring. You can know and measure everything. They try to say to us that you can't say there's one truth or this or that. But yes, it's possible. Of course, when you have the vision techniques and everything around and this and that. I'm just saying, me it took 58 hours to look that the earth is flat. I don't believe, I know. So, and everybody can know, and the story behind it, because the agenda, and the Jesuits, and the whole story that comes true until we're at this stage now. You know?
I have a question. Do you include the spiritual dimensions with it? So you have the flat earth, you have the dome, and you have also the underdome.
You're saying glass, but what we know.
Yeah, but
I come here.
Wait a moment. Do you make it complete? You go up with all the spheres, 1 to 7, 1 to 7 down. Do you make that in your head, the spiritual side?
Look,
So do you
I'm
complete it?
arting
That's my simple question. Do you
because
complete it?
I saw in my study that there is spirituality, but a lot of
Jongens, even niet
spirituality.
door elkaar heen. Een moment. Hey, joh, even niet een eigen discussie hebben daar.
Sorry.
Je stoort.
Dat doe ze constant.
Okay.
So there is a sphere, it's flat, but it's not complete. You have to make it
Yeah, of course.
spiritual.
Yeah.
And spiritual is having different layers. And all the layers are in us. We are a miniature of the big one. And so God is there, but God is also here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's above, so below.
It's like a trap.
Intuition.
Yeah, we have to include it all.
But look, you said ego is the devil, but if you study ego,
Ego is in everyone.
yes, of course, ego is in everyone. But now look, ego is something everybody has. You have good ego and you have bad ego. Everything is duality. Yes,
No,
you say
you have ego, you have intuition.
no.
Your
Yeah,
heart.
yes, of course, I follow the intuition part, but I don't follow that you say ego is the devil, because you have a perfectly healthy ego as well. Yes, of course you have.
You have two angels on your shoulders.
Yes.
One said to you, "Ah, be nice."
Yes, and the duality that you're
And
talking
the other
about right now.
one, the other one is,
Yeah.
"Oh, go for it."
I came here to
Take them down
come
and-
after the questions that I have. I know the Earth is flat. I'm going to have a question where the dome starts, so the edges, the center where we can't come, because we can't come in the center. All of the military bases in the center called Dome 1, Dome 2, Dome 3, from all of the agencies in this world. So I want to know what's in the center, and I want to know what's around and what's under. What we know, we were talking about glass. Everybody's talking about glass here, but we shut rockets up and it goes blooms, blooms.
Can't be
Blooms,
glass.
not glass. It was blooms. You know,
The
so
atmosphere.
it's water above, water below. Okay, Jacques Cousteau goes down, and there's a thicker water that he can't penetrate. And that's Dodi Hyde as well, Cousteau. And it's the same at the top. They say glass is no. We know that we shot a rocket in Arizona at the moment. For people who don't believe in flat Earth, we shot a rocket up in Arizona, and the moon must be over China at the same time. So the globe model is the other side of the globe. So we shoot the rocket up. The rocket goes. And then bloons, bloons, and then it goes like in a bathtub, around, and then you see the sun there, the moon there. It's not faked. It's not faked. You can reenact that experiment for yourself. It only costs 50,000 euros. I paid for it as well. I paid 75 euros altogether, and we did it. So it's a fact, okay? So it's a fact that we can see the moon when it's supposed to be at our side of the earth. We can see the sun, and it's water. That's what we know. Water above, water below. And that's facts, you know, fact, but dude. I'm just saying, I know a lot of people in groups. I know a lot of people in groups that said, "Lord is coming, we don't coming." And I wanted to talk to you about it as well, because look, he didn't answer one question. He didn't put one real proof in front. It's always rhetorical and psh and poop and quack. And
give me one proof of a flat Earth.
Your own eyes. Grab a calculator and fix yourself.
The light is bending up.
No, wait.
It's not bending up, man.
I've seen your film as well about the rocket happening. More people seen it than heard the...
That rocket, by the way, that didn't hit anything.
No, it goes blooms.
No, it's designed, that was part of the design. It's part of the rocket's designed to stop like that.
It didn't go through water.
It sort of ejects.
The reason why I stopped the moon is because you're inside the ocean.
I would like to have some other questions, please, at this moment.
I think we missed one very important question about this. I think the concrete world and flat Earth should agree. It's about the chemtrails. Even it was international conference, I think 2003 in Holland. We know visually every country is every day spraying. It's one part of this conspiracy. They are spraying us and poisoning us with aluminium, barium, lithium.
But they're spraying
But
on them.
the other thing, let me finish. The other thing, it's like a big screen. on this big screen, they put holograms exactly about the UFOs. They should be Allah in Arabian countries, God in Christian countries, Buddha in these countries. And that's the other reason they are doing this spraying every day. They have two major purposes. One, to decrease population to 500 million. The other is to convince us that the aliens come and they should save us. And then Antichrist come and then God coming. So we have to fight the governments, corrupt government, not to spread this poison on us. But nobody do this, is scared that they should take us in the police station. What can we do?
They are poisoning themselves as well.
But they know how to clear it from their bodies. I know as well. But the guys know about distilled water. You know, it flushes out all of the inorganic minerals out of your body. They know, we don't.
I don't subscribe to the chemtrail. I've never looked into it. Can somebody tell me where the... Sorry, I didn't know your name there. Andres, because this point is totally valid to me as well. I don't see the logic in chemtrails. There's no discrimination.
He has an answer. He has an answer if you let him talk. He knows everything.
So why did this
There's a glass guy.
Loud.
Like Andrea said, there's ice attached to this glass guy. That's where the megacry meteors come from. You probably never even heard about megacry meteors yet. Megacry meteors. They're large chunks of ice that fall down from the sky mysteriously out of a clear blue sky. They're falling down. It's not airplane discharge. It's not airplane waste. They don't know where they're coming from. These are high-level meteorologists.
See, this is contradictory.
They don't know where it's coming from. Where are these? I mean, it's been documented over time. This is happening way before aviation. 1,500-pound blocks of ice. Ice the size of an elephant. Tons of goose.
It's actually biological.
Okay, now listen to me, guys. Especially in this modern day and age when we have a lot of anthropogenic emissions happening. Man-made emissions, man-made heat. Emissions from factories, from cars, from technology rising up. The air, the warm air is rising up, right? Warm air rises. Well, if they know about this ice, and if they know it's at a very tenuous state, this ice is actually going to crack and break and fall, plummet to the ground, destroy huge metropolitan areas, especially the areas that are generating a lot of heat. They're going to want to blanket that sky. It's not an albedo where they're reflecting the sunlight away from the earth. It's actually used as a blanket to absorb the rising heat. Because what you can do, you can just online Google this, type in all the chemicals that are found, strontium, barium, aluminum, whatever.
That makes more sense.
You look at lithium, you find out what kind of apparatus is constructed that actually has those same chemicals. What I found out was that it said apparatus to suppress fire. Apparatus to suppress fire had the same exact chemicals found in chemtrails.
So it's a positive thing.
Apparatus to suppress fire. What are we doing here? We're doing an endothermic reaction. We're absorbing heat.
So then why don't they tell us they're doing that?
Because they would have to tell you that we're living inside the concave earth, there's a glass side, the sun's going to stop, we all need to go underground. It's the whole panic thing. They don't want to cause
I'm with you a bit. It makes more sense than, to me, spraying chemicals.
Well, they're spraying
because that's just non-discriminatory.
Well.
Yes, that doesn't make sense. But that doesn't make sense either, though, because if it's going to fall down and they're just trying to delay it,
glass barrier.
so it's just a delay.
So many indications that there's a glass barrier. I mean, rainbows alone.
I'm going to have to interrupt and tell you, because I've been dying to tell you this about. I need to ask this first. Do you see the glass goes from the ground all the way around?
No, it's not a dome. It's not a dome. It has a specific height.
Well, what I want you to, you're obviously well aware. You mentioned in your presentation that it's freezing cold. That's only the very, very, very top layer of the atmosphere.
That's the mesosphere.
The main chunk where you get things like the satellites and the ISS is 2,000 degrees.
Yeah, that's the thermosphere.
Yeah, so there's no glass there.
No, that would be above the glass. I believe, it's my theory,
well,
that
then that's
Operation Fishbowl in 1962, I believe they blew a hole in the glass.
Oh, right, that's how they get out.
I believe that's how they get in.
Oh, okay.
And auroras are basically cracks. Auroras were not before. This is glass they cracked. They actually destroyed it. That's why you see where the magnetic field is on north and south the strongest. That's why you see auroras. And they're saying now you will see it in Europe also. Because they cracked with rockets the glass. That's why you also get some other light inside that it's not good for you. No.
There's a whole
And
lot.
they are trying to fix it now because they made a mess. They destroyed
There's
God's
so
creation.
many indications
they
that it's
fucked
at
it
that
up.
specific height. The top of sprites, you know what sprites are? Upper atmospheric lightning.
Yeah.
It tops off, it flashes at, they call these L's at the top of the sprites. It's at 100 kilometers. The bottom of auroras borealis, is at 100 kilometers. The Schumann resonance, okay, the Schumann resonance inside the Earth, they compare it to as if you were like blowing through a glass bottle. You get that sound. That's the resonating frequency of 7.8 hertz, but it tops off at 100 kilometers. There's a radio, like I mentioned before, radio waves, they propagate at that level, 100. So we're talking about a physical, firm barrier through the sky. And that cannot be a dome because you're going to have varying heights, okay? If it's a dome over a flat disk, you're going to have a height over here that's a lot lower than a height in the middle. But if it's a sphere, a glass sphere inside the Earth, no, why do you have a problem with this?
Well, okay, yeah, the literal meaning of dome, yes, but people aren't actually conceiving it as a perfect half semicircle dome. It can go 100 kilometers up before it curves.
It's a ball.
You know, what I'm saying is that this is all just speculation. If you're going to have in your head that it's a dome only, yes, if you go to the edge it's going to be lower down, but it can go straight up, you know what I mean?
No,
You would have varying heights, like I just mentioned.
No, that's right, a dome has varying heights,
Yes, you would have
which is a
varying
semicircle. Because it gets narrower at the angle, yes. But if it goes straight up, if it, before it curves, then it doesn't have a height thing. They're just small semantics.
Look, very simple. Imagine a coconut, the white edge, the white meat of the coconut. We are here, and this glass sky is around evenly, 100 meters all around. That's why the color is blue everywhere. If you have a dome, you will have layers. In Europe, red, you know what I mean?
The dome is
The
not
same-
from sapphire, from
It's just the sun is turning with the celestial sphere. That's why I see only half of the stars. It's synchronous, everything is synchronous because the celestial sphere has this Milky Way, which is magnetic. It steers the sun up and down. This is this 66.6 degrees. No?
There's an optical inversion.
So before it break, it was actually at the equator, this bed. But now we have like an upgrade. We have more light because it goes by the analemma. It steers up and down.
People are saying
So
the sun is in a different position.
That's why before they lived at the equator, the Egyptian Mayans and this, now we can live in Europe and over there. There's no dulls, no bones, no structure found. No,
That's another explanation for
that's why the celestial
chemtrails.
sphere break.
They're actually trying to hide the sky.
And it leaned. It's not the same anymore.
Are there people with other questions? We're talking too much of that. Sorry?
I have a question for people. Explain good ego, please.
Well, believing in yourself when you know you're not right, but you're at the light side. So there's good ego, because you say ego is bad and is the devil. So I could turn it around. Why would be? I understand that there's bad ego, but why would ego be bad when you're believing? No, you're knowing something and you're practicing it and try to put other people into your light. But other people can say that's ego as well. Other people can say what he did on stage is ego as well. Okay, so we need to look at what ego is, and if you look at ego, I know, but what ego is necessarily bad.
When are you talking through your ego, and when are you talking through your intuition, your heart, your feeling?
When you know yourself. And when you know you're bad and good, and when you know you're bad, when you really know your bad side and your good side, then your bad ego goes away. Part by part by part over the years.
So you say you have intuition, feeling, your heart,
Yes.
and you had good and bad ego.
Yes. Yeah.
You have to search a little.
So can you explain it?
Nou, dat vraagt ze
Ja,
like
Dus ze kan
I
je niet
have
uitleggen.
Zij zegt het niet.
Nee, want ze vraagt
yeah,
het.
I hold the scriptures as my highest authority. So for me, I believe in the very literal translation of scripture. So I believe that when Adam and Eve ate of the forbidden tree, they gained this knowledge. They were just deceived because they already had the knowledge. But Satan said, when you eat this, you will gain this knowledge, which they actually already had. But by doing this deceivement, we automatically know already what's wrong and what's right. You know it in your heart because we were actually built. We were created with knowing these things. So that's where I'm coming.
I'd love to ask you a question because you've said you're a literalist with the Bible. And I'll just clarify where I'm at. I've all my life believed in a God, but all my life hate religion and hate religious groups. Okay, so just so you know where I'm coming from.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
No, the system is totally against the.
So what I'm interested in your literalism is this King James you're talking?
I look at several versions.
Okay, so in the passage in Revelation, I'm only learning. I'm only just starting to read it now and things, but. In this Revelation passage where he talks, I was in Matthew when he talks, he's shown, it's in Matthew 24 when he's asked what will happen after him, and he says, fear not, you will just pass into the house of the water bearer, you know. He says, I will be with you till the end of the world, and you pass into, in the street you will see the man with a pitcher of water, pouring water. This is one of the clearest astrological references in the Bible, which is referring to Aquarius, which in a procession backwards follows Pisces.
It's not that clear, actually. I don't interpret it. I mean, you could say, oh, there's a lion, therefore it's interpreting something about Taurus or something.
Okay, yeah, well, but in the context of being asked, what comes after you, Lord, he says, can I finish? He says, because it's important, this is very important for the literalism, this is, if anybody here who has found spirituality through finding the lie and is finding drawn to that, they need to know some important facts that religious people like to use, and I would like to take this opportunity to make sure they're aware of these. When the Bible uses the word world and it says I will be with you until the end of the world, that is a King James Illuminati translation, okay? It is translating eon to age and then age to world. So what that passage is saying in the King James Bible is basically, I am just with you till Pisces becomes Aries.
But
That's
Aquarius.
Aquarius, sorry.
There is no precession of the equinoxes. There are no ages.
It doesn't matter. I'm talking about the text in the book and your interpretation. So if people here are thinking the end of the world means the literal stop of the world, which it tries to give that impression. This is what we should be standing on stage saying to them, yeah, God's real, God made this place, we're special and got a purpose, but these books are full of shit. They've got translations that can be manipulated. They can be manipulated and used to suit any agenda. If I want to be an end of the world guy, I'll use that to suit here comes the end of the world. If I want to be studying the stars and the precession of the equinox, I'll use it to confirm that there's Pisces passing on to Aquarius.
So that's why we don't need teachers to teach.
That's right, because that one word there changes the whole philosophy of what he means.
Right. It's the end of the third dimension.
We're going into the fourth age, that's right. And the Mayans said this, every culture. The Egyptians predicted this Pisces through the Aquarius. And this is what the awakening is. This is why I get annoyed with Shape of Earth. We should be concentrating on awakening, the conscious spiritual energy that's part of it. Yes, but it's not, it shouldn't distract with. We shouldn't get hung up.
It's not a distraction. But like with I don't have a problem even if it's to the end of the world or to the end of the aeon, because in my as I view it, an aeon is a specific
time
frame. So and the cell Earth, the Earth, the universe is the timepiece, the only real time that you can measure. We all have our different feelings around time. We think about yesterday and the future, but the only real time there is the measurements of all the things that are moving in the universe, and that is why when it says I'm with you to the other end of time, or with you to the end of the world, or the aeon, for me it's not really different.
That there's just highlighted my problem. The way you've just said that made it sound like that. That's not what it says. It says to the end of the age, and the age eon is followed by another age
There are
eon.
different ages
Yes.
because the universe is a timepiece. If
But
the
it's
universe
measurable.
was not a timepiece, there couldn't be different ages. This is why we have.
I mean, I
different
use precession of the equinox to smash the shells on the, and the trolls and say to them, look, the fixed stars are the fixed stars. The Essence, the Mayans recorded them. The same stars come back. The precession of the equinox has been, but it's been recorded.
There's no perception.
You need heliocentrism to make precession of the equinox. It's not in the
Do you have a question? You have a question? Okay, Alex, come over here.
And I'd like to ask him, and I need an answer from him.
Yeah.
So, yes, we have the clay tablets, you obviously, you know them. The Sumerian clay tablets. And on there are, the Sitchin used them and it's not sort of safety project. But there's planets on there.
Section was
Right.
Just your question.
Supposedly they're planets.
Exactly, so I'm
And what
saying.
makes you think, I mean, yeah, you're
No,
taking
no,
this
I'm
one little
posing the question
engraving,
with
this
this
one little cartouche or whatever of this little, okay, it looks like a sun because it's got these jagged edges, and then we have these planets. To me, that looks like something like a child. I mean, why would you actually give this so much credence just because it was carved out and it's old and it's ancient? I mean, come on, you're giving so much credence to this one little etching.
one little, there's.
Yeah, I have, okay, yeah, they're one of these planets, it must be it's unaccounted for because we count 9 planets in the solar system, so this one must be
paintings,
zero, right?
there's paintings, old paintings where
Yeah.
you see certain planets.
Steve,
I'm just asking where the history of planets comes from.
Actually, in the book of
Planets
Enoch,
are-
the planets.
Planets are well
see, when
Yes.
they were called the wandering stars.
Okay, so we have planets.
With my,
Well, no, actually no. There are one.
with my model of the
It's
solar.
going to work this way.
With your
You
model.
can actually, okay, you know how the planets go in retrograde? You've heard that term before, retrograde motion. Heliocentrics will tell you that it's only gives the appearance of retrograde. But actually, no, it's actually a literal retardation of the planets and acceleration due to the magnetism of the sun. So actually, when you see when they show you like a time-lapse photograph of a retrograde, like say the path of Mars is going into retrograde like that, well, they're just taking the same time every day, taking a photograph of Mars, and they're measuring it against the juxtaposing it against the right ascension angle of the sky. But in all actuality, that planet is still going in the same direction. Okay, it's moving. It's just slowing down when the sun gets further away from it, and speeding up when the sun actually gets closer to it. So that's what's going on with the retrograde, and that all can be mapped out perfectly. You just invert everything. Everything you see in like stellarium, I did this before. I just went in, I found the right ascension and the declination of every planet, and I mapped it over like a 2-year period. And it shows accurately what's going on with the planets as far as the retrograde is concerned.
Also, the Venus goes retrograde, it makes this pentagon.
On a flat Earth model, you
That's
can't
why
do that.
everybody saw.
You cannot map the planets.
Satan.
You cannot map what you see.
Why
It
do you,
makes
I don't get this. Why do you turn on flat Earth? Why do you want people to change flat
Because
Earth?
you're embracing a false paradigm. It
But it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
You know what I'm going to tell you why it doesn't. Because you're obviously, you know your stuff, right? So you know what the measurement problem is. Do you know what the measurement problem is?
What measurement problem?
This is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is something we should all know.
Just ask him.
Right.
Explain.
Where this ends up is you start with flat, you go to concave, you go to cell, you go to this, you go to that, and you end up at the measurement problem, which in the measurement problem in quantum physics is the atom doesn't exist under the microscope until we decide to measure it. This is reality.
Observation. You're talking about the double slit experiment.
What this means is, when I consciously decide to measure an atom, it appears. If I choose not to, it won't appear. So the point is, just to clarify where I believe you end up with this sort of path,
One aspect that
is what's real.
One aspect about that whole problem is they don't consider the fact. Well, it's a very good reason to believe this, but actually, our eyes act as receptors, as absorptive antennas, basically, of the light that we see. That actually goes into our eye. The electrons suck out the light. And actually, when we observe something like that, like when the photons are going through two slits, when we see them, when they're not, they're creating a wave. It's actually, our eyes can actually change the contour, the actual, the actual trajectory of the photon.
This is why I have to interrupt, right? Because you've got to keep the facts. You can all research what I say, so you know it's not bullshit here. Science does not know how your eyes work. No, that's a fact. Science does not know how your vision works.
Can I explain something? Okay.
But just I need to, Steve, I want to, if this works right, we grow and we learn. That's what we're doing here. We're not arguing, we're growing and learning. To use that explanation as to explain the quantum measurement problem doesn't work, because the same scientists don't know how vision works. Children up to the age of 10 believe vision is x-rayed out. That's why cartoons have it like that. Then education system by the age of 10 teaches children, no, light goes in. And then when we get to the stage where I don't believe any of you, I check myself, they don't know. The bottom line is science don't know how your vision works. So for you to come up with all these light ideas when we don't even know how our vision works.
Well, that's why I bring it down to the basics about what doesn't work. Okay, I bring up the possibilities, what doesn't work. And when I talk about the three phases, the dialectic phases, the reaction phase, it's very emotionally charged. And so it's evident by your display, by another display here as well. Like, listeners here, you guys are emotionally reactive to something because you've been lied to for decades. To me, I view it more like, let's not blame these people that have been lying to us intentionally. Let's just own up to the fact that we've been deceived. You know, like, why can't we blame ourselves for being deceived? Why can't we realize that ultimately,
Well, you can't win the Olympics if you have one leg.
Ultimately,
so you have reason to be pissed off.
Well, that's what I mean. That's a reaction phase where you're not able to use all your cognitive reasoning abilities because you're still in that reaction phase.
I can prove that you're deceiving.
You're another emotional.
Yeah, no, but you're deceiving people. I can show you tomorrow video that all stars and planets did a light on the dome. I can show you tomorrow my presentation.
I'll see you tomorrow.
That's okay.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Show me where the stars move in the southern hemisphere.
Of course.
See, that's what I'm trying to say.
All right, you've done it again. You see, this is why I'm agitated and emotional, as you put it, is because you're putting a wedge. You're making a wedge here, you're making sides. You're making sides, that's not how it works. Everything you say, I want to be right. Right? He says I want to be right. There's no sides.
Yes.
This is what I'm trying to say. When you stood on that stage, I got emotional when you said, I'm going to shame you. There'll be no more shame and there'll be no more sorrow. So don't you go adding to it by making anybody feel shameful. That was a wrong articulation.
It's a cultural difference.
Okay. But I think you're presenting a divide.
I agree. I have the same feeling.
Yes.
It's not his intention.
You can look at it this way, from this vantage point. I'm here to prevent you guys from actually getting more shame. Because you don't have more shame.
You cannot prevent us.
It's not a worse
And also, if you don't have anything to be ashamed about,
Oh yeah, that's all about.
people who don't have anything to be ashamed about,
It's not that you can please anybody at the moment.
No, jongen, ik heb het er warm van. I think I would like to make an end at the official part of the first day now. It's
Ik wil nog
almost
één
5
vraag
o'clock.
stellen.
You can ask questions. Of course, people can stay if they want to. I mean, the hotel is open till tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. Form groups or discuss something, that's fine with me. We will have another, 5 minutes and for some final questions. And then, exchange information, whatever you want to do. The hall is open. We can drink some coffee or tea if you want. And tomorrow morning, we start about 9:45 for the next day of the conference.
What's that one?
You want to go to Amsterdam tonight? Yeah, right, okay, well. No. At 10 o'clock. All right, okay, 5 minutes and then we...
Then it's officially finished?
Yes.
Because I had the program of the, I don't know, I thought it was until 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Well, we had a presenter tonight, but the problem is that some people are only here today for Saturday and they would leave probably at 5, 6 or 7 o'clock. And the people for the weekend, they also can decide whether to stay within this conference building or to go outside or to the beach or whatever. So actually I wanted to have this guy in the afternoon and that was not possible to fit in. that's a problem. So we extended some parts of the show today, and then actually you can still continue to talk or exchange information, that's fine, but we've not an official program, but most of you people will probably hang out in a bar or whatever, and then you can talk.
So we're not going to the beach and walk there, talk there, learn there?
For the total group, it's difficult. I believe those guys need to find something out still, so you can do that. But if there are other people, Dutch speaking, or Spanish, or French, or Polish, or Russian speaking, and they want to hang out together and exchange things, that's also good. That's fine with me. You understand? So if people want to stay or have dinner with 4 people, there is not an official dinner or dinner buffet. We did not arrange that. It's free. It's what you want to do.
So the time frame tomorrow is 9:45 until 6.
At the end, we will try to make very important questions. As you know, they made a claim for about $1 million or $1 trillion, I believe, for the Sandy Hook hoax. So if the hoax is true, of course it is a hoax, it's a false flag, and they get $1 trillion for it because they are right. So tomorrow at the end of the day we could discuss a $2 trillion claim against NASA that actually we think that the Earth is flat. Would be a very good argument for it, that it is a flat Earth environment with an electromagnetic dome and everything, and well, try to formulate a claim, bring it in the Hague International Justice Office, what is it, and then talk about it. Okay, but that's for tomorrow.
Like Dave Moore did now with the questions to NASA, that we have to have 100,000 signatures that they're gonna answer.
I don't know about that. So is that new?
No, it's like a month old or something, and they're trying to collect 100,000 signatures, and then they must answer. Dave Moore is a guy from England, really legend in the field, because he did some nice stuff, and he's unbiased, he's loving, he's talking in a good, and there were a lot of people normally coming that I know, but that's. And on the other hand, maybe tomorrow there are more people coming, I hope so. And,
you might send it to me, and then I can send it out to all the people.
Well, but I think it will not go like to have 100,000 signatures, because now it's we need to do it in a month, and the month is already almost over, and we only have like 7,000 signatures. So.
Which month you mean? This is the second of the month.
It's almost over. I think it's already over.
Oh, okay.
Of course we can do it.
You can keep doing it.
Yes.
Okay, next question.
So put the link below, send it to everyone.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Can be done.
You're not friends on Facebook with Dave?
Well, could be.
Well, I'm just saying. I think when this movement or people that are conscious gonna click more together in knowing each other and knowing who is more vocabulary. There's everybody here is important as everybody, but I'm just saying there's more people who speak and who's gonna do things and this and that. And I'm just saying when we're all gonna come together, we can point a couple of individuals, of course not only leaders, because it's always the same to have leaders, this, that, to me who's right, this or that, but that we can come together and make a front against NASA, against claims, against this, that. That's, I think we need to start not believing, we start knowing and doing, measuring and doing, and that's what breaks the shell of lies, I think so.
That's why I should talking tomorrow about the election. Exactly. About the organization.
Yeah. Question?
Yeah. Ik had een vraag. I came here just for information, and only thing I have to, I enjoy the day, of course, and tomorrow I will be here again. But actually, I'm a little bit disappointed because all the information that you bring, all of them, it's only more of nothing. I don't, still, you say it is flat and you don't. Where is the proof? It's only, yes, can be this. I'm disappointed. it's what I can find anywhere, and I thought I can get here more.
You got information,
Yes.
you need to search,
No.
you need to search.
No.
You can't
I
come up with-
do, but I thought this today
There's a lot of
was a little
information
bit
here,
more.
a
I
lot of
thought.
information.
Okay, but you know, I don't
Do
care.
you have just take a sheet of paper and write things down, and then you can later
I am
on.
recording.
We can direct you to the sort of places where you can get both sides.
Okay.
You know, and you can see how there's contradictions. There's contradictions everywhere.
Yes, but you see,
Okay.
you're
And then again about
you're gonna hear you say,
and something else. Guys, hello. Hello, guys, you're very enthusiastic, very nice. I enjoy it. But and about chemtrails, you say something this, you say there's something this. I'm chemical lady. I work in laboratory. I used to. Then still, if you are right or you are right, there are still the chemicals that can make us ill, even though it is for protection or not. Aluminium, barium, all those things
But there's
are not.
solutions to that. There's
are not
solutions to that.
good. Yeah, but they're not good. Okay?
Of course they're
and
not
you
good.
know it, but not everybody knows
No,
it.
of course, yes.
So people get ill because
Yes,
of it.
yes. But you can heal anything in 2 to 3 months, 4 months if you got the knowledge of it. You can.
It's okay, but I go every year 3 months to Thailand, and the people are very poor and they don't know anything. So how they don't know? How do they know?
What do you mean?
You say you can do and you can learn and you can heal everything.
Yes,
but
yes.
they don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
of
well,
course,
but
so
that's
still
what this
people
process is about.
so still people get ill because
Of course.
it, okay?
Of course.
Okay.
Okay, so one more question maybe to Mr. Steven over there.
Mr. Extension,
Mr.
Yeah.
Steven.
Mr. Conclave.
I have one question. I don't know if you will be here tomorrow, so that's why
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
take
take
it. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, anyway, I would like to take the opportunity now anyway. So you just presented your concave theory, which according to me at least goes pretty much directly against Scripture. But why, and since this theory is already kind of provocative enough, why in a world, in a flat world, why would you call yourself Lord Christ? Because the theory is already really provocative. Explain us why would you do something?
Why would I go against my inner convictions of who I believe I am?
Okay, that's all I
Okay.
need to know.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
That's
Thanks.
bold.
Okay.
Alright.
Cool.
Okay,
That pretty
well,
much sums it up.
Otherwise,
Thank
I can tell you, if you go by the Bible, you will notice that everything points to Him. The date, the place.
Well, actually, he kind of says people
There are
that
so
come
many
after me
clues.
don't believe that.
His name, his name, his letters. The
Sure.
code of the mantra is 3 to 2. It's
all right, we will.
Okay.
It's all energy. It's all
it says
energy.
when God takes.
One question more, please. Please, one question more.
No, if you're saying I never read the Bible. I'm researching it. Okay, I was I was in physics, mathematics, I was because I'm looking now, because it's connected to physics, to how these things work.
Nice.
Well, we can
Look, there is written when God came, He erased His memory.
Where did you read that?
He also didn't know.
I believe there was one last question over here.
Yeah, one.
I would like to say, you know, I personally.
Hello.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys. But I personally don't care if there's, you know, if there's a God, there's no God, you know, who cares?
It's energy.
You know?
Well, you don't
But,
care.
but,
It's very important
It's not
to care about it.
No,
he
Very
says.
important.
Yeah.
You know, the thing that is in common, everyone agrees here that Earth is not a ball.
Yes.
Okay? So water doesn't curve.
Yes.
All right? Let's prove that. I am working on proof.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I'm trying on proof. Yes. I'm trying to prove that water is not curving. So then I got something in my hands. I can speculate about the the earth and you know, if there's a God, or is it concave, or I want, the thing that bothers me, the children in school are learning bullshit.
Exactly.
I want to stop that.